Pisces. It's Money Monday. It's time for your money story. We're going to take a look at what your money story is for the week of February 16th, 2026, or when you find this reading is when you're meant to receive the message. We'll take a look at the tarot cards, and then I'll finish off your reading with a message from the universe. Let's call in spirit. Okay, Pisces, I hope you're all doing well. Today is February 16th, 2026. But like I said, when you find this reading is when you're meant to receive the message. We're looking at your money story for the week, and we'll see what's going on. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you all for the likes, shares, comments. Thank you for returning every day to my subscribers. And if you're new here and you like my readings, feel free to subscribe to the channel if you want. Let's see what's going on with the money story this week. Angels, guides, ancestors, what is the money story for Pisces? We have the Strength card. We have the Death card reversed. Two major arcana. We have the Queen of Pentacles reversed. One more, please, Spirit. And we have the Two of Wands. Okay. Back of the deck, we have the Ace of Pentacles reversed. All right. Well, let's see what's going on. So we've got the Ace of Pentacles in the shadow for what you don't see here, Pisces, in the reverse position. I feel like there could be some type of financial gain that you're going through at this time for whatever reason, but it's still not making you happy. It's like you're trying to find the happiness within gaining the money that you would like to have. So no matter what's happened with the Ace of Pentacles, no matter the stability that you have, it's not bringing happiness. And that's when the shadow for what you don't see. There's a false sense of happiness in spite of having some type of material gain. Let's dive in deep here. There's a Strength card here too. This is Leo energy. With the Strength card being upright, I feel like, you're being strong through the situation in your money story at this time. There's strength within. There's endurance. You're still working very hard in order to make ends meet. And maybe you've gotten some money here and there and things may be looking up, but for whatever reason, it's not making you happy. So maybe you've taken on some type of new position, new job, something like that, and you're making more money, but it's not making you very happy inside. Maybe you're having to put in more hours, something like that. And then we have the Death card in the reverse position next door. So with the Death card being reversed, I feel like you've gone through some type of change recently, Pisces. And that may be like maybe you're on your own, you're making money, you're doing well, but there's been some type of turbulent change within your life and you're having to be strong through it, work diligently, etc. So even though things are okay monetarily, there's a sadness that's behind all of this, Pisces, at this time. It feels like you might have removed yourself from some type of bad situation. And maybe things financially are better, but there's like a sadness or something underneath everything. We do have the Queen of Pentacles here as well in the reverse position. And this card is basically telling me that you may have gone through something where you've had some issues with trust, maybe when it's come to your finances, Pisces. And even though things are okay financially for you, it's like you don't have the trust with people anymore. You've gone through some type of deception. There's been a big change in your life and you're being strong through this, but there's a sadness behind it. And we have the Two of Wands here as well in the upright position. So I feel like there must have been some type of choice that had to been made when it comes to maybe your money story here, Pisces. Or just kind of creating an idea of how to move forward, perhaps after this big change. Let's clarify. I'm being called to clarify with a different deck. So let's clarify. Let's clarify the Strength card, please, Spirit. Please clarify the Strength. We have the Four of Swords. Please clarify the Death card, please, Spirit. We have the Five of Wands reversed, and we have the King of Swords reversed. Please clarify the Queen of Pentacles. We have the Eight of Pentacles reversed. Please clarify the Two of Wands. Back of this deck, we have Five of Pentacles upright. Okay. So there's some adversity that's going on. There's been some type of hardship within your finances, Pisces. Perhaps that's in the shadow, and maybe things are improving, but there's still some sadness underneath. And I feel like it's because of some type of big change in your life here, Pisces. You've had to be strong, and it's like there's some type of strength that you're going through where you're needing to gather your thoughts through the strength in order to perhaps move into something new after something has ended. It could have something to do with a relationship. It could have something to do with changing of jobs. It could have something to do with anything. So take it as it resonates here. But it's like you're retreating into your own thoughts, but there's strength behind it. And with the strength, there comes peace. So with the solitude, so maybe you're spending a lot of time alone. So maybe things are, you might have gone through some type of financial loss, or you've had to dig yourself out of some type of hole. That's what Spirit is saying to me. You've had to dig yourself out of a hole, and things are okay financially at this point after digging yourself out of the hole. But it's like there's a sadness underneath it. So perhaps there's been a big change in your life on a monetary value because of some type of ending. And now you've found the peace within. You've been strong through this change. And this change was brought about because of conflict, was brought about because of somebody being irrational or cold or dishonest or manipulative. Somebody with an abuse of power here, with the King of Swords here. I feel like this change this is something that you probably had to walk away from, Pisces. And for instance, it could have been like you had shared assets or something like that, or you had two incomes coming in. And even though you had to be strong in order to find your peace by maybe walking away from the situation that no longer served you, you had to kind of pick up the pieces financially on your own, by yourself. It's been a struggle. There's been some type of financial loss, but you've maintained, but there's still a sadness underneath it, okay? This change brought in a lot of sadness for you, okay? With the Queen of Pentacles being clarified by this Eight of Pentacles, you may be in some type of like dead-end job, and that's maybe where your sadness may be. It's like you've had to take on something that you didn't necessarily want to do, perhaps. With the Queen of Pentacles being here, I feel like this is telling me that you've kind of gone into a situation where it wasn't necessarily the most, it wasn't the dream job that you wanted, or it wasn't the dream position, or you're not doing exactly what you would love to be doing at this time, but you've done it and you've made ends meet, Pisces. But there is kind of like a lack of desire to even want to climb the corporate ladder within whatever you're doing. It's like a dead-end job, and you have like a lack of focus or ambition or motivation when it comes to this whatever's making ends meet for you, Pisces. I feel like you've just had to do what you've had to do. You've been dependent on this place just to try to get you by as you've been going through this big change, is what I'm feeling, Pisces. And the decision is come in for you, Pisces, on what to do, okay? And you're struggling to decide on what to do on moving forward here. I feel like financially you're doing okay. You're making ends meet. It may have been a hardship for you moving to do this on your own, because you've definitely found your peace through the strength that you have, perhaps by leaving behind something that had a lot of conflict, a lot of tension. This could have even been a job you left and then you started another job because you just wanted to get away from the job that was causing conflict. And now you've settled for something, but it's not like your dream job. So it's kind of like you're just going through the motions, it feels like, Pisces, in order just to try to maintain. And now you're struggling to understand what to do at this point. Like you're juggling the decision and on what to do at this point when it comes to your money. Let's get some advice here. What is the advice for Pisces in this matter? Okay. So Pisces, we have the Sun card reversed. I think what Spirit is saying that this feeling down is temporary. You're just going through changes at this time. I feel like through the change, there is there's a grief that happens when things change in your life. And I feel like you're just going through the stages of grief at this time. And you may be feeling down, but it's temporary when it comes to your money story and, your livelihood. What else? What is the advice here? I feel like what Spirit is saying here with the Three of Cups here, there is ambition that you have, okay? And you need to redirect your energy to something that really gives you a direction in order to want to strive for success. It's almost like you need to change the mindset. You've gone through something that has changed in your life. There's been some big change in here. There was the Death card here, okay? And you went through some type of conflict or something like that where you had to end things, okay? Somebody that was very irrational, dishonest, somebody that, is manipulative, cold, things like that you had to go through. And I feel like you're in a grieving process at this time. You're just getting by. Things are okay financially for you is what I'm feeling. But it's like you've kind of you're just existing at this point. And it feels like grief to me. So you're feeling down, but this is temporary. And what Spirit is saying here is to strive for things that you want to do. Things that will bring in that ambition, that direction in life. Something that, sparks that creative spark within you, that gets your mind thinking, going tick, 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 excitement, things like that. And I feel like by doing that, you're going to end up in a place where you're going to be celebrating life a little bit more. You'll be spending more time with your friends. You'll be collaborating with others that have like-mindedness as you. So perhaps doing something where you're in your community, or there's some type of social event or something like that where you're collaborating with people when you're doing something that you love, is what I feel like Spirit is saying here. The back of the deck, we do have the Temperance card. So as above, so below. I feel like, Spirit is guiding you towards balance, harmony, healing, patience, self-control, purpose with your life and when it comes to your money story. So I feel like what you're going through at this time, Pisces, is, you're keeping your head above water, but you've also just gone through a drastic change is what I'm feeling here, Pisces. You've gone through some big change in your life. You had to maybe leave a job, leave a relationship, something that basically, brought in a huge change, a big ending for you. And it brought you the peace that you were looking for. But now you're like in a position like, I'm just getting by. I'm staying in a job that provides, but it's not necessarily heart-centered. It's not something that's fulfilling. It's not something that you're like, I'm gonna do as best as I can. I'm gonna climb that corporate ladder. You're struggling here. You're struggling to figure out what it is you want to do with your life, is what I'm feeling like. There may have been some financial loss that you've gone through and you figured it out for the most part. Maybe you're just keeping your head above water. But it's like you're not doing what you want in life. And I would feel like what Spirit is saying here is that you feeling down right now is temporary. Okay? You going through this change has kind of blocked that happiness. And what Spirit is wanting you to do is have some ambition, have some fast thinking, have some focus on what it is that you really want to do. And it's going to bring you towards your celebration. It's going to bring you towards your happiness, your fulfillment, doing things that are of a creative nature that you so much want to do, Pisces. And it's going to end up bringing more balance, harmony, healing into your life. And it will give you purpose, is what I'm feeling here, Pisces. What a nice money story. So things are not crazy bad, but you've definitely gone through some type of change. You may be just keeping your head above water, but I think what Spirit is pushing you to do is to do what's from the heart. Gravitate towards something that makes you feel like you're not even working. Like you anticipate getting up every day and doing this job. That's what Spirit wants you to be doing. Something that doesn't feel like work. Let's do a message from the universe here, please, Spirit. Angels, guides, ancestors, a message from the universe to finish up this reading for Pisces money story, please, Spirit. So it says, if you want to be more successful in life, your priority should be focus your mindset on all that you want to attract into your life. I can't make this up. You have to focus on what it is that you want to do. So trust that more is happening than what you can see. Many forces are at work in your favor. Allow them to help you. So I may be a force that's actually helping you and steering you in that right direction here, Pisces. If you want more success in your life, you have to prioritize what your mind is thinking. That's about manifestation. What you envision is what your world is. So you must work on that through meditation, by getting rid of the negative thoughts, by turning those thoughts into positives, by envisioning your future, and changing that mindset from feeling down, which is a lower vibration, into excitement, celebration, creativity, community, fast thinking, drive, success. Focus on those things. And that's what will be brought to you. And that's what Spirit is reminding you of. So changing that mindset from feeling down, which is temporary, perhaps because you've gone through some hardship here. But you need to change the mindset to attract the things that you want into your life instead of just beating on this, dead-end job just to make ends meet. So I'm going to leave the message there for your money story this week, Pisces. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Hit the thanks button if you feel called to. Hit the hype button as well. That gets it out to more people so they can see this reading as well. And hit all the buttons if you want to. But I will see you tomorrow for your daily. I hope you enjoyed the message. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.